Shoes, a staple of one's outfit and an item that many call their profession. The rise of prices for shoes has exploded in the past couple of years, with celebrities like Kanye West or Travis Scott coming out with some of their own. It's no surprise that the demand is where it is. With that demand comes fakes that affect how many shoe reselling stores in the Valley have to deal with. Wilson Eloy, the owner of Archive Arizona and Camelback, spots many fakes coming in due to a multitude of factors.
Texture, smells, color, shading, the box, the labels, the fonts. So it gets down to the nitty-gritty to the point where it's $1 million business, especially for counterfeit stuff. So they're gonna try to get as close to the real thing as possible.
Eloy deals with fakes all the time at Archive.
We see probably at least 2 or 3 fakes come in every day.
Even with his experience, Eloy still has troubles in the past with fakes and how their makers adapt.
First Travis Scott Jordan 1 came out. That's like the brown and white Jordan 1 high. When those came out, the fake factories knew the demand was so high, they got a pretty 85% spot on pair right when they first came out. So I remember people were mixing those in with the real pairs and trying to scam people like that.
Moving on from an owner of a shop to someone whose job is to verify shoes. John Lopez, a brand protection manager at StockX, knows the fake shoe market well. He describes the process it takes to authenticate a shoe and also be an authenticator.
We have a lengthy process. I think there's about 60 steps total in our SOP, our standard operating procedure. New team members get trained up on that, and it takes about, I would say, a 3-month process to actually be able to get the shoes and authenticate them.
Lopez knows spotting fake shoes well. He says to spot an obvious one, it's not using your eyes or your hands, it's using your nose.
The smell, I think a lot of the bad products that we get usually have a poor smell to them. And that's because of the adhesives and the glues that these fake companies or the fake manufacturers actually use. So some of the brands that like Nike, Adidas, they actually use approved products or approved adhesives that the fake manufacturers tend to cut corners and use cheaper products which actually have a bad smell to them.
So what separates StockX from other places? Lopez says it's in the technology.
I feel like we are on the cutting edge of different technology that we use. So we use a lot of things as far as blacklight, RFID technology. Also use something called G-tin, which is essentially just a barcode that every Nike product has, or any product in general has. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we do internally that we feel like are at the cutting edge or really at the forefront of verification technology.
With the knowledge of spotting fake shoes, Lopez has built his own collection of high-end sneakers. One of his favorites is one that is faked a lot, but I guess you could say they're a pretty sweet pair of shoes.
Crowd favorite is the Nike SB Dunk Chunky Dunky Ben & Jerry's collaboration. Super hard to get. I mean, super limited shoe in general, but just because of the time period and skate shops were doing basically all raffles at that point, online raffles. You'll see a ton of fakes on the market for these. Resells anywhere from say $2,000 to $4,000 depending on size and special box. So yeah, this one's a really special one and definitely turns heads, and if you're wearing them, will definitely be a conversation starter.
As long as there is a market for shoes, there will continue to be fakes. Being mindful of spotting them is important to reduce the chance of being ripped off. As the business continues to grow, now might be the chance to hop on. In Phoenix, Niall Rosenberg, Cronkite News.